Peter, thanks as always for joining us on the pre-match catch-up. Friday night, as we said at the time, was a bit of a kind of unique circumstance, but it's something that I'm sure you would have taken a lot of encouragement from, considering the way that the opening 10, 15 minutes had gone.
Listen, I know we've got a good set of players. That's the most important thing. And we know we've not done ourselves justice in the first few games. And there's nobody more disappointed than the players. And I understand the frustrations of everyone because we want everything to be perfect, and especially the way we played in the cup, early rounds of the cup competition. And we wanted to set these standards. And I think that the other evening there, we knew, as I say, we're getting players fitter. I think that's the most important thing. Players are getting fitter in the respect of games, because some of them have been playing without a long time, without playing games of football. And it's very, very difficult when you've done that, you've missed a pre-season, to come in. In some cases, for Graham Dorrans, for example, who's a massive player for us. But I think you see the difference every time he gets a game under his belt. You know, you can see the qualities he's got. But then you see the energy. You've got Ryan coming back, you Dan, who done very well with the change, obviously with Aaron. But to be fair to Leon's deserved an opportunity as well, you know, so Vitus deserved an opportunity the way they train. And I've said that to you for day one, that I think it's important that the biggest challenge for us should be the boys on the training pitch every day. And I think they're proving that you have to play well to stay on the side, and you have to play well, you know, to keep the guy behind you. I think that's so important. And I was pleased the way we started, but we know that 10 minutes in a game don't mean anything. We know that, we understand that. But I think it showed a glimpse of what we're more than capable of. But we have to do that much more consistently. As I say, that's probably been the biggest frustrating. I know what they're more than capable of. I know I see them every day. I wouldn't be kidding myself on if I was sitting here and saying to you something completely different, but we're not training well enough, or we're not doing that well enough. Sometimes, I know it sounds crazy, it'd probably be a bit easier, because then you say, well, that's the standard of set and training. They're not at that level that we're expecting, all these things. But the stuff they produce in the training ground, I see every day, and probably that's where my biggest frustration comes from, the fact that we've not been able to put on the match day, and that's what we have to do, and then we know that's our job to do that. And hopefully, as I say, with the way we started the other evening, is a catalyst to show what we were more than capable of.
As you mentioned there, guys like Aaron Comrie, who was missing on Friday due to the birth of his son, is I'm assuming back in contention this weekend. So it gives you the headaches of the right kind for this Saturday's game against Arbroath, with players like Leon Jones coming in, and even though it was only a short period of time, giving you food for thought. Absolutely,
and as I say, that's the way football is. I mean, I go back to myself, and I got my debut because somebody was ill. You know, in our days, the first team didn't carry big squads of players. So I was one of the younger ones at 17. I got a phone call to come along to the first team game. And little did I know I was going to be making my debut in a Rangers Celtic match. But that was only because someone came not well. So circumstances can sometimes work in your favour, and you get an opportunity, and it's up for you to grab it. And to be fair, in that first period, I thought the boys done very well, as you say, but albeit 10 minutes. But you've got to start games like that. I've always spoke about that. I think it's so important you start with intensity, whatever you're doing, you know. And I think you'll see that with the players. And as I say, that's just frustrating, because I know that that's what they're capable of. I think they showed that early rounds of the cup competition. They showed that intensity. There's nothing changed in what we've done coaching-wise. I think it's important, but I know what it's like when you feel that you take an extra touch in your pass, you're maybe a little bit slower, you maybe take another touch again, whereas earlier on we were just passing it and moving it. And that's what they've got to get back to, and play with that freedom and that trust. The biggest trust comes from themselves. I think that's the biggest thing sometimes you fight with, is the trust in yourself. I know they're more than capable of it. Unfortunately, I can't play the game for them. You know, I can think the game for them, but I can't play it for them. And they're the ones with the talent, and they've shown time and time again that they're more than capable. So we've got to keep sure that the levels are going to be there. But as you say, I think it's so important. We're getting a group of players. Hopefully we can keep everybody fit. We've got a couple of knocks, even though it was a small period of time. We've got a couple of knocks that we've got to be careful with during training this week. But I'm hoping that they'll all be available. And if we get all the boys available come Saturday, I'll be delighted. And that's all you can ask for. Because then, as I say, that push comes from each other to try and get the best performances on the pitch.
This Saturday at home to Arbroath, and we know how tough a game it'll be just from Dick Campbell's management style from across the years, and just how difficult Arbroath made it for many teams last year, as well as an impressive result, of course, on Saturday against Partick Thistle. That must really emphasise how difficult a challenge it will be on Saturday.
Well, I've watched their games. I was at the game on Saturday, and they've done exceptionally well, you know. So the second half they could have ended up winning with more, you know. So great credit to them. You know, they work really hard. They've got really good players. I don't think they get the credit for the players that they have. You know, we know they're good footballers who know the league very well, know how to play the game very well. So they're very respectful of the game and the way they go about their business. You know, they give their maximum in every single game. And I think you're delighted if that's you as a group of players and you've got that fighting for you. And as I say, they ended up winning the game very comfortable. I watched them at Ayr as well, when they were away at Ayr. I mean, they were 2-0 up at Ayr and miss a penalty to make it 3-0 in, I think it was 79 minutes. They missed a penalty to go 3-0, ended up drawing the game 2-2. But it just shows you they can score goals. They've got unbelievable work ethic, you know, and you know all these things that you have to match and get better. And we know we're in for a tough game. As I keep saying it, for day one, everybody in this division is capable of beating each other, you know, and that's what you've got to make sure on the day that you've got to give your maximum and perform at your highest. And I believe if we can do that against anyone, we're more than capable of winning games of football against anyone, as long as we do the basics really, really well. And that's what we have to start doing. And as I said, I've seen shoots of it, you know, I've seen the disappointment from the Rangers' performance. It wasn't the result, it was the performance. And I think the players were shocked when they watch it back, the disappointment because of the things we spoke about prior to it. So I know I've got a great group of boys here. We've built a good squad of players, a real good squad of players that are more than capable of winning games of football. We'll give our growth the utmost respect because they deserve it because of the way they've played and the results they've had. But I think they know that anyway. Everybody knows that's the way I am anyway. It doesn't matter who we're playing against. Everybody will get the same respect, the same build-up, and the same preparation will get into our growth as whether you're playing someone at the top of the league. It doesn't matter. You owe them that respect. And as I say, I've played against them a right few times since I come back up the road, so I know how difficult the game will be if you don't go about your business properly.
This Saturday, of course, in terms of the support that's available, no restricted numbers due to COVID and things like that. So a big crowd, hopefully, in East End Park, and you'll be hoping that really goes on and inspires the players to get back to winning ways.
Absolutely, but I think the biggest thing for me is we're supposed to inspire the crowd. You know, people talk about the crowd inspiring the players. That's what we are there for, is to try and inspire them and get them singing and dancing. That's our job. You know, we've got to there to entertain them, win games of football and make them happy. That's what we're paid to do. And that's what we'll try our damnedest to do. And it's delighted that they're coming back. I mean, I was so disappointed for them the other evening there, you know, because if you get a good result against your local rivals, it gives you that wee bit of kudos for a short period of time. And that's what we're desperate to do. And I think you can see that the way they responded to the way the boys started the game. But we know we have to put in a performance like that for 95 minutes, whatever it takes in a game. And that's what we're trying to do. And it'd be fantastic if we can start to do that on Saturday with a full house here, Dunfermline's fans singing the players' names and chanting the players and cheering goals, because as I say, that's what we're here to do. So we're the ones that's here to try and entertain them.
In terms of team news, you said that there was a couple of knocks. I'm guessing, like I said to you earlier, Aaron Comrie will be back this weekend. Is the other three guys, the two Lewises and Ian Wilson, still out?
Yes, they're still out just now, but getting closer, you know. The good thing for me is they're all progressing and going the right way. There's been touch wood, there's been no setbacks and stepping them back now. They've been on the grass running now, so that's very, very important, because I think that means you're getting closer all the time. You know, it's once you're still in the gym, then you have a wee bit of a problem. So we're very, very pleased at where the boys are. But we've picked up a couple. We've been obviously working hard over the last few days, and we've picked up a couple of knocks, which has been probably the unfortunate thing, that the knocks we've picked up most times have been in training. But it also gives you another side that the boys are being competitive. So I understand that side of it as well. So listen, we've got a couple of boys, but I'm hoping they'll all be fighting fit. Apart from the three boys, I'm hoping they'll all be fit and available for the weekend.